This evening, let's explore depression is not a character flaw. Whoops, wrong button. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This is the Lama you are looking for. This evening we could chant and meditate and enjoy listener 2. But first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as profoundly as Rey Skywalker on 8jan23 under the guidance of General Leia Organa, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Again, this evening we could explore how depression is not a character flaw, that you too could meditate like a Jedi. If at any point during this evening's live stream you have a question about meditation or philosophy or even chanting, there's no need to be shy. Simply type your question in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. Unless you're watching a replay, then you'll type your question in the comment area below the video. The sun is set, the day is done. And if you're feeling a bit fatigued, here's a quick pick-me-up. If you wanted to, you could join me in 2 or 3 repetitions of geriatric step-back squat thrusts before a Buddha image. May I liberate all beings by mastering the Eightfold Path on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. May I liberate all beings by mastering the Eightfold Path on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. May I liberate all beings by mastering the Eightfold Path on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. Well, that was delightfully invigorating. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry about that. S on Reddit posted about depression and spirituality. Is there a connection between depression and spirituality? S asked. Is there anything mentioned in the suttas or other Buddhist texts about mental illness? I would like to know if the Buddha spoke something about this, even if at that time there were no notions and terms for various mental afflictions. I have suffered from bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, severe depression, black and white thinking, and everything that accompanies these states all my life. The daily meditation practice of the last almost 4 years has helped a lot, and yet I tend to fall into cycles of severe depression. And the world then again seems to be an unbearable place to live in. Why I just cannot live, why can I not just live a stable life, is what S asked. And here's my response. Not all meditation teachers are created equal. Some of them are wise, many are foolish, and some are downright cruel, convincing the disabled and the vulnerable that their illnesses are character flaws and spiritual indictments. If you struggle with depression or borderline personality disorder, please go to the PCRM website and find an MD who practices psychiatry from a plant-based worldview. Dr. Michael Greger, MD, explains how peer-reviewed studies have demonstrated a causal relationship between systemic inflammation and the symptom set labeled as depression. Oddly, it is the same subset of symptoms experienced during influenza or a really bad cold. Remember the words of Zen Master Basho: when you're hungry, eat; when you're weary, rest. There is nothing unspiritual about meeting your physical needs. For if we do not, however could we accomplish the heroic task of mastering the Buddha's path, no less, meditating like a Jedi? Every 12 hours, I broadcast a live meditation class without any ads. This channel is supported by the generosity of viewers like you. With your help, this channel could come to support the next generation of nuns, monks, yogis, lamas, and even brick-and-mortar meditation centers, each replete with resident teachers and their apprentices. If this speaks to you, and you'd like to help out, even for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, great. Simply poke around the description area right below the video. You'll find a Patreon link, a PayPal link, a YouTube join button, and a YouTube super chat button. Any one of those will be able to hook you up. I'm going to check for questions, and finding none, I suspect it could be great fun if together as a team we chanted the 6 final passages of my adaptation and amplification of the Padmakara group's translation of the final meditation manual attributed to the great Tibetan saint from the 1800s, Zalpatrul Rinpoche, one of the founders of the non-sectarian movement. The first part, together. The first part, my sorrowful tirade of this decadent age's ways, was a reproof I had intended for myself. This sad lament has affected me deeply. Now I offer it to you, thinking you might feel the same. If that is not the case and you have total confidence on the loftiness of your view in meditation, wise ideas about how to combine the worldly and the spiritual, and the diplomatic skill to settle problems to the satisfaction of all. If you have all that, then I offer you my apologies. The second part, my dissertation, establishing view and meditation. Since, of course, I have no experience of realization at all, just sets out what I have understood by the grace of the teachings from the precious lineage of the all-knowing Father and Son. The third part, my exhortation to relinquish everything in practice, though you may well miss the point, is slipped out by itself. Yet since it in no way contradicts the words of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, it would be truly kind of you to put it into practice. Yet this discourse virtuous in the beginning, middle, and end, was written in the seat of cake. I have always problem, every week I have difficulty pronouncing this. Sita's Cave of White Rock Victory Peak. Was written in the Sita's Cave of White Rock Victory Peak. Foreign old furnace, please, could no longer be resisted by that ragged old fellow Wapuralpo ablaze with the 5 poisons. I have just been prattling on and on, but so what? My theme is of great worth and its meaning unerring. So the merit it brings I offer to you and to all of us throughout the 3 worlds. May the wishes we make inspired by the teachings come true. Once again, I'm going to check to see if there are any questions, and finding none, let's turn to this evening's primary text. Kind Eyes Easy Tantra. Look how dark my eyes look. I look like a very, very young Uncle Fester, don't I? May everyone be free from stress, may everyone be happy. May no one be separated from the happiness. May everyone have balance free from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging. May I liberate all beings by mastering the Eightfold Path, through relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. May I liberate all beings by mastering the Eightfold Path, through relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. May I liberate all beings by mastering the Eightfold Path, through relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. Let's bring mantra contemplation into the path of love. The screen's going to go nuts. That does that sometime. I'll do my best to return you safe and sound to the Shire. Through the cause and effect of my practice of love and letting go, may each sentient being of each world know practice with me in unison. I invoke the wish-fulfilling Mani jewel of love and the purifying Bami lotus of letting go. supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. I think I'll replace the personal pronoun I with we. As we chant the mantra, it could feel as if time and rays were emitting from a thumbnail size horizontal six-syllable mantra rosary at our heart, lavishing all minds, communication, bodies, and circumstances with joy, peace, health, and good fortune centered and spontaneous. If it is in the best interest of all that I have great joy, then may I have great joy. If it is in the best interest of all that I not have great joy, then may I not have great joy. May all beings benefit, may all beings benefit. Pardon. Why does Tantra entertain itself with figures of speech? Because vertebrates on this planet have evolved to think symbolically. In Buddhist Tantra, we often symbolize a Buddha's mind with a one-syllable mantra, which is known as a seed mantra or a bija. Sometimes Buddhas are so joyful, they're known as Sugata Garbhas. Is that the right? I think that's the right word. And which is just a reference to enlightened joy. So let us therefore train our intention with the simple power of reciting words. Let us train our intention to lovingly long, to lovingly wish that all minds of all beings now be as joyful as a Buddha's mind, symbolized by a one-syllable mantra. Quick reminder that wishing love is the second fold of the Eightfold Path. If it is in the best interest of all that I have great peace, then may I have great peace. If it is in the best interest of all that I not have great peace, then may I not have great peace. May all beings benefit, may all beings benefit. Let us lovingly wish that all beings' communication and the consequences of that communication and its effect upon our relationships be as loving as a Buddha's communication symbolized by mantra. If it is in the best interest of all that I have great beauty and health, then may I have great beauty and health. If it is not in the best interest, if it is in the best interest of all that I not have great beauty and health, then may I not have great beauty and health. May all beings benefit, may all beings benefit. In Buddhist Tantra, we often work with the archetypes of enlightenment. Chenrezig, or kind gaze, or Avalokiteshvaras, is one of those archetypes. Those archetypes are sometimes described in Tibet as yidam. So let us lovingly wish that all beings' bodies possess the health that we see demonstrated in tantric art. If it is in the best interest of all that I have great safety and luck, then may I have great safety and luck. If it is in the best interest of all that I not have great safety and luck, then may I not have great safety and luck. May all beings benefit, may all beings benefit. In Buddhist iconography, there is the idea of a Buddha's paradise or Pure Land, or Vanti if you prefer Sanskrit. Let us lovingly wish that all beings' circumstances be as fortunate as a real or imagined Vati. The screen's going to go nuts. I will deal with it momentarily. Wrong button. Let's try that again. There we go. Let us now bring mantra contemplation into the path of letting go. Let us begin by reviewing what emptiness or voidness means. May I let go of all minds communicate. Oopsie, it looks like there's an error there, so let's fix that toot sweet. Fabulous. All right. May I let go of all circumstances, bodies, communication, and minds, as if they were as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although tantalizing to the eye, could be non-graspable to the hand. We're going to play with 4 rhetorical questions. As we inhale, it is easy to observe the visual aspect of our circumstances. But why is it that when we physically relax into our exhalation, these exact same circumstances could feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined paradise comprised only of light? It's super important to physically relax as best you can as we whisper the mantra. Why is it that as we inhale, it is easy to observe the sensual aspect of our bodies, and yet, as we physically relax into our exhalation, these exact same bodies could begin to feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined archetype comprised only of light? How is it that as we inhale, it is effortless to observe the resonance of communication and its interpersonal consequences, and yet, as we physically relax into our exhalation, this exact same communication and its interpersonal consequences could feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined mantra comprised only of light. Why is it that as we inhale, it is effortless to observe the functions of mind clearly, such as perception, emotion, intention, reason, recall, and imagination? And yet, as we physically relax into our exhalation, the mind's exact same functions can now feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined one-syllable mantra comprised only of light. We come to this evening's final 4 contemplations. These are silent. Well, these contemplations will not use a mantra, but they will use rhetorical questions. We could use melting as a metaphor of impermanence to help us to better leapfrog over the tyranny of our clinging tendencies. And we can use absorption as a metaphor of interdependence to help us to better leapfrog over the tyranny of our competitive tendencies. How could all places blissfully melt into rainbow light that absorbs into this body? How could all bodies blissfully melt into rainbow light that absorbs into this speech? How could all speech blissfully melt into rainbow light that absorbs into this mind? How could all minds bliss flooded melt into rainbow light that absorbs into infinite emptiness? Having set aside, having completed this evening's mantra meditations, now turn to this evening's silent meditations. It is approximately 36 minutes after the hour. Let's meditate. As we inhale, as we inhale, we practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting, feeling this. As we exhale, we practice meditation by silently and mentally reciting, relaxing. But why do that? Every inhalation accesses our sympathetic nervous system that helps us to notice that helps to support our sensory acuity, allowing us to perceive the external and the internal, the physical and the mental, the pleasurable and the painful, the interesting and the boring, the glorious and the grotesque. It allows us to perceive vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. With such efficacy, that the only label we need ever use is simply the pronoun this. But what are we to do with all the stuff that we notice? During each exhalation, we involuntarily access our parasympathetic nervous system, which is wired for physical relaxation as well as mental release. What are some of the things that we could find ourselves releasing? We could find ourselves releasing our resistance to the presence of things we hate, to the absence of things we crave, and to the loss of things to which we cling. May all minds, speech, forms, and lots have the wisdom, love, health, and boon of kind eyes, mythical bija, mantra, yedam, and vanti. May all beings like the kind eyes. Let's try this again. May all beings like kind eyes, master being, flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, cooperative, and kind. May all beings practice of kind communication, conduct, and calmness, flow spontaneous and uncontrived. May all beings like kind eyes master the Eightfold Path as well as liberate all others. May each being take auspicious rebirth, complete the Buddha's path, and then help all others do likewise. At this very moment, for the peoples and the nations of the earth, may not even the names disease, famine, war, suffering be heard. Rather, may their kind conduct merit wealth and prosperity increase, and may supreme good fortune and well-being always arise for them. Beginning with Kuntu Zangpo and Great Dorje Chang down to my own kindest root Lama. Whatever aspirations they have made to benefit beings, may I accomplish them all. In approximately 10 2/3 hours, we could explore letting go of cruel words, as well as chant and meditate some more. Until then, may you and yours be happy and healthy. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.